Welcome all. Today we'll be discussing about process control block. In other words, in short, we call it as PCB. Here, now what is this process control block? Each process is represented in the operating system by a PCB. So this PCB is also called as control block. So now this control block is represented as follows. So here in the first state you do have something called as, in the first phase you do have something called as process state. The next one consists of process number, and the third one we call it as program counter. The next one is nothing but the registers. Next you do have the memory limits, and then the list of open files. In addition to that, you do have few other informations. Let us see what are those informations. This block is called as process control block. In other words, in short, we call it as PCB. Now what we need to do is, in addition to all these things, we need to understand what is this process state, what is this program counter, and all these details in detail. Now when I take up the process state, so this particular field signifies whether a particular process is in new state, ready state, or running state, waiting state, as well as whether it is in halted state, and so on. And the next field is your program counter. In short, we call it as PC. This program counter indicates the next or the address of the next instruction to be executed. Executed by the process. The next one is, you do have something called as CPU registers. So here this might have, it depends on the computer architecture, how many registers does it have. In general, it might include the accumulators, or it can have your index registers, or it can have stack pointer, and it can also have your general purpose register. And so on. The next thing is, you do have something called as CPU scheduling algorithm, or CPU scheduling algorithm, we call it as information. Here it includes what is called as process priority. So based on some scheduling parameter, this scheduling algorithm works. So the next thing that you do have is memory management information. this information or this information, what are the related information that it keeps tracks are, it keeps track of the base, comma, limit registers, it also consists of the page table information as well as segment tables depending on the memory used by the operating system. The next thing that we need to understand is your accounting information. This accounting information, the related information that it keeps track is time limit, account or job account numbers, or we call it as real time used by the each and every process. In addition to that, it keeps process numbers and so on. And the last information that the PCB maintains is the input output status information. This includes the list of input output devices allocated to the process. And in addition to that, it also consists of the list of open files that are there and so on. It also consists of a list of open files and so on. So these are the related informations that you need to write when anyone asks regarding process control block, or in other words, in short, we call it as PCB. Thank you.